speak about today, we want to continue from what we started yesterday when it comes to speaking Lashon Hara. Yesterday we concluded that when a person speaks Lashon Hara, it's as if he committed the three cardinal sins. One of them is sleeping chas v'shalom with a married woman. Another one, chas v'shalom, is murdering somebody. And another one is doing avodah zarah. So the Chachamim tell us that if you think it's bad enough that when a person sleeps with a married woman or he kills somebody or he does avodah zarah, you think that's bad. But he says the problem is a person who speaks Lashon Hara, degradatory speech, he is actually equal to all three of them. Not meaning to say that you're allowed to do that chas v'shalom. It's just telling you the severity of Lashon Hara, how bad it is to speak Lashon Hara. So I'll put it like this. If I tell you, bring me a guy and put him next to me over here that goes around and he cheats on almost every single couple in the world, you'll say he's a Russia. You wouldn't want to sit in front of him. But how is it possible that we allow ourselves to listen to people to tell us their problems, meaning their Lashon Haras, and we don't mind doing it, especially in shul? During Chazar Tashaz, during Tefillah, when the Sefer Torah is out, when the rabbi is speaking, everybody continues doing what they want. Nobody takes nothing into consideration. They think the world is hefker. Chas v'shalom, it is not. I would like to read to you today in Masechet Aaron Daf Gimel, in Daf Gimel Amud Bet, what it means, how a person needs to be careful. We're not speaking about chas v'shalom, about cursing, about saying improper things. No. We're speaking now about over here that when a person speaks, he has to be able to try to refine his speech. He wants to, whatever he has to say, he wants to say it in a better, more positive way. There are a few stories that I want to bring down, and from there we will see what it means. From there we will see what it means to refine one's speech. As we'll see from the Gemara, it also says you'll see a lot from a child, from any person. Whatever they speak, this is what they're living. This is where they are. If you take any small child, pay attention to what he says, you will be able to know who he's going to be in the future. A gadol b'Torah, a chas v'shalom, a nobody lo aleinu. From their speech alone, you see the way the kids speak, or the way people speak, from there you know where they are actually heading. You know, if you take an arrow, take an arrow, and give me an aim. Say 100, give me a target, 100 feet away, correct? What happens if I just take this arrow and I go like this? I don't move, I move a millimeter, bit. Where is my target going to end up? On the other side, Bichlal. Why? Because this little, until it gets there, it's going to be on the other side. Same thing with us. Whenever we use our mouth improperly, okay, what did I do bad? I spoke improper speech. I said Lashon Hara. I cursed. What did I really do? Rabotai, you think you did nothing? We have a goal from point A to point B. Believe me, by the time you get to point B, you're going to be on the other side of the world. You understand? And then you're going to say you wasted your whole life on nonsense. So look what the Gemara says in Masechet Aaron Daf Gimel Amud Bet. He's going to bring a few stories. Let's just see them inside. He says, there was two students that were sitting before Rav. One of them said, after they learned the whole sugya, they got very tired. But one of the Talmidim said, I am tired like a pig. That's what he told the Rabbi. I am tired like a pig. However, he says, and the other student said, he says, I am tired like a kid goat. One said, I am tired like a pig. The other one said, I am tired like a kid goat. Rav, the rabbi, he did not want to speak with the first person that said that I am tired like a pig. Why do you have to use a pig? What's wrong with saying pig? Nothing's wrong. Because the person has to know, whenever he says something, you could have also said the other way, correct? It happens a lot of times in families. Husbands, wives, instead of telling the child, please do this, we scream, we yell. Why? You think you're not going to get the message across if you say it quietly? You think the world's not going to hear you? The wife starts from there, the husband's from there. The mother, you didn't come yesterday. Oh, you say the same thing, you didn't come yesterday. I'll understand the same point. Rabotai, everything could be said with a proper frame of mind. Then he continues to say, You had two students that were sitting now before Hillel. One of them was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. And some say Rebbe. No, some say they were sitting before Rebbe. Rabbi Yochanan, and one of them was Rabbi Yochanan. Two students sitting before Rebbe, and one of them was Rabbi Yochanan. Chad Amar mipnei botzerim betahara ve'en musikin betahara. One of them said, "Why do we harvest grapes in a utensil which is pure?" This halachot of purity and impurity, I just want to bring out what they said. Ve'en musikin betahara, but we do not harvest oils in impure utensils. He said, "Ve'en musikin betahara," we do not harvest oils in purity. V'chad Amar, and the other student said the same thing, but he changed one word. V'chad Amar mipnei ma botzrim betohara. Why do we harvest grapes in utensils which are pure? Umaskin bituma. But why do we harvest olives in impure? He used the word tuma. The first student used the same language, but he said that's not a tahor. It's not pure, meaning so impure. But this student decided to say straight out, what? Tuma. He said it's impure. Amar, guys, listen what he said. Rebbe said like this. Amar, he said, Muftach aini, I'm assured, I'm guaranteed. Bezain this, Shemoreh Hora B'Yisrael. This one that was able to refine his language and say tahara, tahara 2 times, he says, I guarantee you, he is going to become a very big rabbi in Israel. He's going to be able to give big psak halacha. A few days passed until this person that was able to refine his speech, he became a very big posek. He became a very big rabbi. Now you have another story. Hanahu Talte Kahana. You had 3 Kohanim. Chad Amar Lehu, one of them said, Higiani Kipol. I received a portion from my kahanut, as a Kohen. I received a portion like a bean. A small bean. V'chad Amar higiani kezayit. One said, I received my portion like the size of an olive. V'chad Amar, and the other one said, higiani kiznav halata'ah. And one said, I received a portion like the tail of a lizard. What happened? Each one gave 3 different measurements. But they went after this last person, the Kohen, who said that they gave me the size of a tail lizard. The fact that he used that language, he didn't say anything wrong. But the fact that he did not refine his speech, they went after him, they did background search on him. They found out that he was disqualified as a Kohen. He was a halal, he was not a Kohen. Why? Because from the language you are able to see who the person is. The Gemara continues to bring different stories, but I want to jump down to something else now. Similar, but something else. Rav Kahana became weak. The rabbis, they sent to Rabbi Yeshua, the son of Rav Idi. Amruleh, the Chachamim said to him, Zil bodeg my dine. Go check out what happened to Rav Kahana. Rav Kahana was sick. They told Rabbi Yeshua, go find out, is he okay? Is he alive? Is he better? What happened? Go find out. Ata ashkechei denach nafshei. He came, he saw that he passed away, he died. Rav Kahana was nifter. Kar'ei levushei ve'ahadrei likar'ei la'achorei ubachei ve'atei. He ripped his shirt because he was a very big rabbi. That was his teacher. He ripped his shirt. But what did he do? He turned his shirt around. He turned his shirt around and he started walking back home to tell the rabbis what happened, and he was crying. When Rabbi Yeshua came to the Chacham, to the rabbis, they saw him crying. They said to him, Amrulei, nach nafshei. That's it. Nach nafshei literally means his soul rested. They don't say that he died. His soul rested literally means that he died. The rabbis are the ones that are saying it to Rabbi Yeshua. Amar lahu, listen what he said to them. Ana lo kamena. He said to them, I did not say it. Umoti dibahu kisil. Anybody who takes a slander, meaning anybody who gives bad tidings, you have to be a chacham. When you come and you want to break the news, you have to know how to do it. But anyone who's going to go and say bad news right away, chas v'shalom, the pasuk calls him a fool, literally like that. Another story they have over here. Yochanan Hakoka Nafik Likriata. There was a person, Yochanan Hakok, it was a city name. He went to check out his harvest, his wheat. Kiata, when he came there, Amrulay, they said when he came back, Amrulay, they asked him, Chitin nasu yafot, how are the wheat? How is the wheat? Is it growing good? Is it beautiful? Amr lahem, he said to them, Seorim nasu yafot, barley is beautiful. He is asking him, how's the wheat products? He's telling him, barley is beautiful. Amrulay, they answered back to him, Tse ubaser lasusim lechamurim. Go tell your story to horses and donkeys. We're asking you, how's the wheat doing? You tell me about barley. Who is barley? Horses and donkeys. The Gemara asks a question. The Gemara doesn't understand. The Gemara says, "My havilele meimar." What have Yochanan said? So the Gemara says, "Eshtakad nasin chitin yafot." He should have said, "Last year the wheat was beautiful." Last year, or adashim nasu yafot. Or he should have said lentils are good. They became good. Meaning to say why? Lentils, people eat that food, you understand? Meaning to say the Gemara trying to show us over here what? From a person's speech, you can actually see where a person is holding. The Gemara in Daf Gimel says, I'm going to give you guys two rules over here, that in Daf Gimel Amr Aleph, it brings down like this. The Amr Rabbi Shul ben Levi. Rabbi Shul ben Levi says, Lo oilom al yotzi adam davar migune mipiv. A person should never ever take out from his mouth something which is improper, something which is degrading. For example, he says, the pasuk says, "Shenemar ki yebecha ish asher lo yetahor." One second, guys, Michlam. The pasuk, where am I? The pasuk says, yeah. Okay, 1 second. The pasuk says, "Shahari ikem hakatuv shemona otiyot v'lo hotzi davar migune mipiv." The Torah changed 8 letters, and it did not say something improper. The pasuk says, "Mina behema haTorah," right? The pasuk says, "From the animal which is pure," and it says, "Umina behema asher enena Torah," and from the animal which is impure. But it says enena Torah. It doesn't use the word tuma. It's teaching us, try to refine your speech. Don't go about your days just speaking. When a person is able to refine his speech, he knows that there's somebody actually on top of him, and not just to freely speak because you think it's coming to you. There is a Pirkei Avot. I just don't know. I can't recall it right now. It just came to my head. The Pirkei Avot says that a person, there's one Mefarsh that explains that a person is given X amount of words while he's in this world. Once those words finish, the person's life finishes. So a person has to be a chacham. He shouldn't just freely speak just because he thinks it belongs to him. Another case, it says over here, Tanya Debe Rabbi Shmuel, in the yeshiva of Rabbi Shmuel they taught, Lo oilam, always yisaper adam b'loshen nikiyah. A person always retell a story or something in a clean language. Why? Sharei bezav kar'o mirkav, ube'ish kar'o moshav. Very big problem. A zav is a man that became tameh from a similar mission, and also if a woman became tameh, they said like this, if they sit on something, they can make that thing tameh. But by the guy, it uses the language of riding, meaning sitting. But by the woman, it uses the language of sitting. What is the difference between riding and sitting? Same thing. When you're riding, you're sitting on something. When you're sitting on something, you could always make it both tameh. Rashi says, do you know why the Torah didn't want to tell you that when a woman rides on something? Do you know why? Because automatically, what is the guy going to think? How her legs open. Rahman Islam. Yeah. That's why the Torah was very careful about going around and changing the whole word, and just to say the way she was actually sitting. So therefore, Rabotai, if a person wants to be able to come and reach his madrega, number one, Rabotai, a person needs to learn the halachot of the proper conduct, proper speech. And I'll tell you something, we have to learn from David HaMelech. A lot of times, people like to talk. I'll tell you the secret. We'll see, I'm going to read for you a story that David HaMelech, forget about who we are. David HaMelech and Moshe Rabbeinu, look at the level that they were, look what they were not afraid to say. The Gemara says regarding Moshe Rabbeinu, the Torah says regarding Moshe Rabbeinu, when he told Paro, kechatzot, right? Like about midnight. So the Gemara asks from there, he says like this. Rabbi Zera Amar, Rabbi Zera said, Moshe le'olam havayada. Guys, Masech Berachot Avdal Amur Aleph. Moshe Rabbeinu, actually he knew when chatzot was. He knew when chatzot was. V'David nami havayada. David HaMelech also knew when chatzot was. Midnight. Chatzot means midnight. They both knew. V'kiven the David havayada. If David really knew when chatzot, when midnight is, kinor olamale, why did he need the harp to wake him up? So he says, lit orei mishtate, because it needed him to wake him up from his sleep. It was his alarm clock. Now the Gemara goes on Moshe Rabbeinu, Rabotai, this is what I want to show you. The three biggest words. A person applies it to his life, you will see a lot of success, you'll be surprised. You have much more time for Hashem and His Torah, and not chas v'shalom for everything else, which is nonsense. He says like this, the Gemara says, V'kiven di Moshe havayada, if Moshe really knew when chatzot is, when midnight is, lama le'lemeimer kechatzot. What means like chatzot? Why? Why like? If you know exactly when midnight is, don't say like. I know 100%. So why did Moshe Rabbeinu tell Paro, at midnight, like about midnight tomorrow, Hashem is going to take away the firstborns. Guys, look what he says. Moshe Kasavar, Moshe thought, Shema Yit'u Istan Ginigei Paro, maybe the astrologers of Paro, they're going to make a mistake. V'yomru Moshe Badaihu. And then they're going to say Moshe is a liar. He said like chatzot, correct? They think maybe like 12 o'clock, but maybe Moshe had 12:01. So then they're going to say Moshe Rabbeinu chas v'shalom is a liar. What do we learn from Moshe? The Amar Mar, because the master says, Lamed lashoncha lomar eni yodeya. Teach your tongue, Rabotai, teach your tongue to say, I don't know. Not you. We're not here to know all the information in the world. I don't know. Ask somebody else. Don't ask me. Why everything? Ask. The rabbits ask. Yeah, the wife asks. What happened over there? What happened over there? What? I'm CNN or ABC? Fake news. What am I? How do people say it? I don't watch. I'm just saying how people say it. What am I here? HBO? What? I'm not. I don't know what my mother-in-law said, what my father, what my brother. I'm not talking about. I'm just telling you in general how people have all these problems. Rabotai, you say I don't know. You finish the sentence. You finish your speech there in Shabbat Shalom. That's what he says. The Amar Mar, the master said, Lamed lo shoncha lomar eni yodeya. Teach your tongue to say I don't know. Why? Shematit badeh v'techaz. Maybe you're going to get caught in your own language, and now you're going to start stumbling, and now you're going to come to start to lie. So that's what about if somebody asks you something, somebody else knows it, tell him to go ask somebody else. A person has to try to be able to what? He has to try to be able to use his speech, his mouth, his body, his limbs, his eyes, his ears for only what? For one thing. To be able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. To be able to put it to Torah. I want to explain to you like this, and with this we're going to conclude. A lot of times you have people, Rahman al-Leinu, I don't know where people think they're going to live here 900 years, 1,000 years, they think they're going to be like the times of when the world was created. They think they're going to be here 1,000 years, Rabotai. We're lucky if we'll be here 80 years, honestly. Let's be honest with ourselves. By 60, a person gets old. By 70, one leg in the grave. By 80, you're losing taste, etc. By 90, halavai, if we're able to move. Rabotai, what am I trying to tell you? People think that they're in this world forever. We completely forget that there is an end to this. This we're only in, it's like a court, it's like a hallway. The real life is the next world. We're here right now to prepare. Like the Gemara says, anybody who prepared on Erev Shabbat, he's going to eat on Shabbat. You prepared on Friday before, on Thursday, Friday, during the day, you prepared. On Shabbat, you're going to have food. You didn't prepare, you're going to go hungry. Same thing over here, Rabotai. A person prepared in this world, he learned Torah, he guarded his tongue, he guarded his eyes, the jewels of his neshama, he guarded them, he put his life. Rabotai, you prepare here, in Olam Haba you're going to have what to eat. Why am I telling you this, Rabotai? It hurts me very much. I tell you honestly, as I said, I'm telling you, it hurts me very much. Rahman sallallahu to see people, to be able to go, Shabbat, I don't care, Monday, Tuesday, Yom Tov, give me any day of the week, to see people stand with whatever in their hands, cigarette or coke or whatever drinks, and they think in a wedding they're cool, and they're just sitting and they're speaking. If it's divrei Torah, I give them down a kaf zchut. Rabotai, but be honest with me. 1 hour you're speaking, 2 hours. What are you telling him already? What did you tell him already? Oh, speak the Torah. Why are you wasting your life, Rabotai? I want to tell you, Rabbi Nissen Kaplan, he says like this. If you have a person, listen to this, what he says. How much I have? If you have a person that comes to try to kill you with a gun, Rabbi Nissen Kaplan, very big Rosh Hashanah in Israel. If you have a person that comes to kill you with a gun, and you have a gun right over here, right in front of you, tell me, you're going to let your life go or you're going to fight back? Huh? You're going to fight back, yes or no? Yeah, you're going to kill the guy. What do you mean? We'll put some bullets in him and we'll take care of him, that's it. No, that's how it goes. Mike, it's not funny. Somebody comes after you, you gotta go, yeah, that's it. Rabotai, what am I telling you? Why are you so worried? Because it's your body? You guys are ready? When a person has an opportunity to learn Torah, to do mitzvot, to daven, to go, etc. But what happens? We have a lot of parties, yeshua, etc., weddings. Baruch Hashem, Hara. If it's close relatives, I understand. But not to everyone you have to attend. Go after the class. But if you're not going to be there, the world is still going to continue. Why do you allow people to come and steal your Olam Haba? Приходи на еще. Сиди. Сиди. Как это? Как дорого. Сиди, смотри. For what? For what? Патах Eliyahu al-Zachur l'tov. You have to remember, just like you're afraid somebody's going to kill you with a gun, these people, they're robbing you from your time, from Olam Haba. Don't allow anybody to rob your time. Not yours, not your wife, not your children. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen.